This is the second video for sections 5.3 and 5.6. It is called Solve by Factoring. The goal for today is to remember when you have a parabola, you're trying to figure out if it has one solution, two solutions, or zero solutions by finding the x-intercepts. This video is going to show some examples where factoring is the best way to get this done. So you might be asked to solve a quadratic equation by factoring, or you might be asked to find the roots or find the zeros, and what you're doing is figuring out what's going on when y equals 0. So you're looking to see where this graph passes the x-axis. So to solve by factoring, I simply remember simple factoring. I'm looking to see what multiplies to my a times c value and adds to my b value. So here, a times c, a is 1, is 16. So what are some factors of 16? I could have 16 and 1, 8 and 2, 4 and 4. Which combo is going to help me add up to my b value of 8? Well, it's definitely going to be the positive 4 and positive 4. 4 plus 4 is 8, 4 times 4 is 16, and then that x squared can split to x and x. So that is x squared plus 8x plus 16 factored. Now to solve for x, we set both of these factors equal to 0. So x plus 4 equals 0, x plus 4 equals 0. So set both binomials equal to 0. And solve for x. In this case, we get x equals -4 for both of our answers. So what would happen is if we were to sketch this out, our parabola would hit the x-axis once at -4. I went ahead and plugged this function into Desmos, and this was the graph I got. And you can see at x equals -4, that's the only time it hits that x-axis. Let's try another. Y equals x squared minus 4x minus 5. We're going to try to solve by factoring. So we remember our goal is we're trying to see what's going on with this function when it crosses the x-axis when y equals 0. Some simple factoring here. The x squared will break apart to x and x. I'm going to ask myself, what multiplies to a times c? Well, a is 1, c is -5. So I'm looking to see what multiplies to -5, and I'm looking to see what adds to the b value. So I'm looking to see what adds to a -4, multiplies to a -5. Well, the only factors of 5 are 5 and 1, and I think if I make the 1 positive and the 5 negative, that will add to -4 and multiply to a -5. So now that I've factored it, I'm going to set both of these binomials equal to 0. So I have x minus 5 equals 0 and x plus 1 equals 0. I will add 5 to both sides to solve for x, and I'll subtract 1 from both sides to also solve for x. So it looks like this parabola has two solutions. If I were going to do a sketch of it, I don't really know what my vertex is or what my pattern of change is. Well, I do, but it doesn't really matter for this point. All we're finding out by solving is that a positive 5 and a -1, my parabola will cross the x-axis. So you could do a little sketch like that. My a value is positive. That looks pretty horrible, but you get the idea. We've solved the quadratic function. We've seen where our x-intercepts are.